People say I'm no good and crazy as a loon. 'Cause I get drunk in the morning, I get stoned in the afternoon. Did I say that backwards? I started to listen to that song and I was gonna play it as an intro or whatever. Anyway, this is a rambling. Oh, is this? Did I even make this public? I did. Okay. Well, maybe you'll catch it. Maybe you won't. It's an addendum to my earlier stream, which I turned into a podcast. Anyways, I wanted to add this addendum because I realized that people read into things, and then I don't necessarily want to um what do you call it? CYA, like, oh, that's not what I meant or what I said or whatever. Well, hold on a second. Excuse me. Un momento, por favor. I am I should have waited a minute to. Well, actually, I'll leave this unlisted for a little while. Uh, Back to my train of thought. Hold on. Okay. My train of thought is that earlier I did a little podcast, and I had mentioned I should let people tell their own stories, but sometimes our stories mix. You know what I'm saying? And in particular, what I'm talking about is a story of a lady I used to work for. Anyways, there's a lot of stories with her. I learned a lot from her. I mentioned her the other day. She's the one who had got me into therapy at a very young age, thank God. And under the premise of just, shaking me by the shoulders and being a woman, you're raising two kids in Section 8 housing on your own and, going to college. And then she got all involved with our lives just kind of meshed, and I ended up working for her. Anyways, a filthy rich woman. And I mentioned earlier about her drinking because she had a lot of issues. But anyway, regardless, and I had said how her kids weren't happy with some of her escapades, even though looking back it's kind of funny, but at the time it wasn't. But sometimes we don't know people's whole stories. And her story being that before I had met her, um, she had lost a child who was 8 years old and was shot. And I was younger when I met her, and I just knew, So anyway, she was suffering, and I just wanted to add that there's a lot of people suffering, and people don't know all of the story, yet they want to say things. And anyways, that's not related to anybody or anything. I don't even know why I had brought that up. I don't know why. And then I thought of other stories with her. Oh my God. And anyway, our lives shape us, don't they? That, and something that I keep forgetting to bring up is that, what was it? A couple nights ago, I did a show, and Trollop was in the chat and said that she said she has a video or some kind of footage or something of Denise getting an award from Iraq, an Iraq military award or something, I'm guessing. Anyways, I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that because let me just say there's a lot of weird shit going down now, isn't there? And wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I really wouldn't. The levels of treachery is astounding, just absolutely astounding. Anyways, with my dementia, when things come to my mind, I have to talk about them because otherwise they'll just go off into dementia land and I'll never hear from them again. Y'all know I'm joking with that. Maybe, somewhat, possibly. Anyways, I wanted to clear that up because I guess, but I'm not to be guarded. I'm just not a guarded person. And a lot of people will relate things that are said and whatever in an attempt to shut people up, but then in an attempt or in attempts to sew together stories that are like, uh, really, that's what you got? And yeah, and let's just keep it real. It's not just happening, it's always happening. It's a continuous uh, hanging on from some very, well, they consider themselves mentally healthy, but a lot of people consider themselves mentally healthy. Model citizens, family people, whatever, the guys that they're under, they like to point fingers at other people who are going through a hard time, be it financially or with their family or whatever. Hey, Carol. And that becomes a source to them. Then I got to thinking too. I went ahead and had lunch and everything, and I'm smoking again. This is 420 friendly, adults only, please. If you want the link, just ask for the link. I really didn't want to talk long, but I might. I don't know. But anyway, so we're in that. With that being said, keep in mind that these are also often people who are judging other people in other facets of their lives. They're employers or lawmakers or sitting on juries. Um, Back to my train of thought earlier was, I believe that, okay, so y'all tell me what you think about this. I'm throwing an idea out there. It's not a conspiracy theory or whatever, but just hear me out. So, with the linguistics and with AI being able to pick up on patterns, right? So, I would, I'm a fairly educated person on a low level. I'm not, uh, you know, I'm not way up there in all of this technology, which is changing, by the nanosecond. But I'm guessing that they have like patterns that they can pick up on to, they can tell, I mean, your location, right? Your, hey, look at there's crusted. Oh, do you got a wrench on that one? I was talking about you yesterday. I make my streams private, like right after. Often I do that. Hold on, let me go in there. Okay, so I might. With that being said, like, so we already know, like, linguistics is how they're catching a lot of like internet trolls or whatever, but like of a nefarious, nature are the ones that we're hearing about, such as Q and these things, or hackers who are hacking into utilities or whatnot, right? Oh, you didn't have one. How many counts you got? Crested, you are a very interesting man, and I still need to interview you. It has been a pleasure meeting you in my life journey, let me tell you. And you have a great taste in music. Astounding. Actually, you know what happened, Crested? I'll get back to that other thing, AI. What happened the other night was I had put a link to your show. I believe it was on this channel on my community tab, because lots of times when you go live, I'll just share it and then I'll take it down when you end your show, because you know how you hide yours a lot too. Um, Anyways, at least one person had gone in there that I have blocked for whatever reason. I don't know why. I didn't like them or something at some point. I just do that a lot. Anyways, I was like, how nice, and they seemed to have a great time. And I'm like, man, you can't go into Crusted. I don't care if you're a hater or whatever and not have a good time. And that meant a lot to me. I was like, damn, that's great. Anyway, so um And the people that go in there and chat are very delightful as well. Okay, so back to the AI. They can pick up on patterns with our language. I've noticed even humans do that I talk to privately. They'll tell me in private messages, notice how he said this or his accent there, or this and that. And I pick up on it myself. Anyway, so the computers can, and they're already tracking, like they're mapping all of these people. I mean, they already know, what's going on, what they're going to do about it, if anything. Hell, if I know. But with that being said, they can track us by, oftentimes if you want to buy something, let's say at Home Depot, it'll say put in your zip code before they'll even give you the price. Paying a price per zip code doesn't not have just one price. But then again, I understand, the shipping and stuff is going to be different. So maybe, I guess, I'm guessing, I don't know. But I do think they can pick up on mental illnesses or character traits, let's say character traits maybe, of individuals. And it could it be weaponized? I mean, that could go in a lot of different ways. Weaponized or monitored, let's say. Who knows? I mean, would you want it to be that way or what, And look at with DNA, the stuff they're coming up with, catching people, these serial killers and stuff. So I'm going to guess that there's technology that is being used, and maybe even in nefarious ways, by some people, and that being these cases that I keep finding where law enforcement is using the databases that we pay for cyber stalking. And medical professionals now, I mean, everything's for sale. So yeah, yeah, and taxes, yeah, and they just have us down to a science. And here in YouTube, it's not a it's not a conspiracy theory that YouTube is used as a tool for many things. Again, going back to Benghazi, whether it was or wasn't, or what it was about, without all that, put that aside, we had a Secretary of State, an acting Secretary of State, state that the reason that all went down with Benghazi was due to a YouTube video. So you tell me what Google is and what YouTube is, and what did they do since then? What did they put up any safeguards? Or no, nothing was done. By design, I don't know. I saw a case just the other day too where they were being sued, and it was supposed to be a big one. It wasn't just them, and it had something to do with data breaches and whatever. So anyways, do they target the mentally ill? And as far as like suicide trolls go or whatever, well, there's a lot of fucked up people, and especially if you suffer from any kind of trauma. Again, back to my friend that I used to help out all the time, and we became really good friends. She suffered horribly from addiction, but she was self-medicating and whatever, you know, whatever. People are living their own lives. It's not for me to fucking worry about it. But when people get targeted or whatever, or like to get part of a story and then not know it all, it's kind of different. So people need people. We are our brother's keeper. As far as the targeted harassment is one thing, right? Let's say there's some, company B, and it's just ruthless and evil and just likes to see people hurt. And they have some kind of access or special powers, whatever, AI or whatever. And so they're targeting these people for what a political campaign or whatever. That's one thing, right? That's one entity. But the other entity are the useful idiots that join along and chit chat and whatever and think that it's funny, right? Maybe, maybe not, because that's another whole part of the um, construct of it, is the chat itself. These socks that aren't even, even if somebody comes on camera, you'll see that one person will be the front person, but then it's two or three other people who are on the socks to constantly give audience interaction to the intended channels and whatnot. And while you'll see these relationships where it's like one day, one thing, and then the next day, I don't know. It's a conundrum. And anyway, so I wanted to keep the show I did earlier as a, hey, Menthol Man, good to see you. Again, that's crusted, man. That's the crusted joint. Man, I would tell you, if I was raising teenagers, I would hope somebody like Crusted lived close by, because he's like that guy that people can talk to when they can't find someone else to talk to. You know what I mean? Seems like just that level-headed, just kind of like kind of like a Hispanic Big Lebowski or Latino, whatever. I know. I don't even, and that's another thing we're into. I don't know all the words, okay, and titles for this and that. I don't. It's got me into a lot of big trouble. And other people too. So in that, we're all suffering with the political divide, the sexist divide. Females are like, oh my God. I'm like, I just can't anymore. And I could shrug it off, and I know, hey, it's just, the way they talk or whatever, but no, I can't anymore. I mean, we make those decisions. It's not a hating thing. It's just like, maybe that's not, a good place for me to be. Hence my friend that I used to work for her. We just became really good friends. We lived together for a little while. I had to stay with her. But again, you meet all kinds of people when you raise your kids in Section 8. Because even the wealthiest of the wealthy have to go find their substance somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's how I met her. She went to my neighbor's door. Should I tell more about that story? I don't know. There's a lot to that. I probably should real quick. No. 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 I'm still deciding what I want to throw out and what I don't want to throw out. You know what I'm saying? Because these people listen to everything. Every little thing, and then they make it into something, make it into something. I guess I could tell that story. It's really kind of heartfelt. Anyway, she was looking for my neighbor. I won't tell all that story, but anyway, she was looking for my neighbor, and she had this beautiful potted plant. And when you're in Section 8, it's like, that's a really nice gift, and she gave it to me. She was like, well, she's not here, and it's hot and everything, and it was an outdoor plant. And she was actually taught. She was a very good teacher, in life. She had a lot of flaws, but she had a lot of character about her. Hey, K Ran. Anyway, so she was there looking for something, and then she got to asking me about my neighbor who was on some serious drugs and an addict and pregnant, and had a little boy. He was probably about 8. Anyway, in my block of apartments, we all just kind of got to know each other, And anyways, that's how I had met her. Then that neighbor went to Big Lots one day, and that little 8-year-old boy got on top of, he had disabilities. I don't know what they were, but I mean, and just, lack of parental supervision. It was very extreme. Anyway, so they went to Big Lots, and he climbed on top of a bunch of mattresses or something and fell. And when he fell, he put both of his arms out in front of himself to catch himself, and he broke both of his arms. Both. So here she is, an addict, just, rough shape, abusive situation, as to where she'd run into my apartment and lock the door and be like, he's after me, and he'd have a knife and be running over. I mean, it's severe. It'd be like, man, don't bring your knife wielding fucking shit to me, man. But anyways, he broke both of his arms. But luckily, we knew this older lady who, she was like total straight lace, and she was a foster mom. So she had a little one, but she was one of those, she probably was making money off of the foster system. but she was good, with kids and whatever. And actually, she did care about them. But she survive without the foster check? No. Was she doing it? I don't really know. But she, as far as having a parent, you could have much worse. So anyway, she was always, she was like a mama type. She was. So if she was getting a paycheck for it, good for her. She just couldn't do it. It'd be nice if they had a little bit better life, but it wasn't really that bad there. I always thought so. Maybe I'm naive. Anyway, so there's some choices to be made there, right? Because I had to actually tell. I'll just tell you her name. Oh, I'll make up a name, Patty. I'll just tell you, Patty. He's not going to be able to wipe himself. Patty, you're going to have to take care of him. Like, he's not going to be able to do even the things that you're used to him being able to do until he gets his cast off. So is it what is it a matter of? Wait till Patty fucks up and the kid's got crap all over himself, and then call CPS and quietly and act like, we got her now, we got her now. It's not necessarily the best thing to do. Believe it or not, kids still love their parents, even if they're fucked up. It's a law of nature, right? It's a universal law. Anyway, so we got let's call her Susie, the mom, the foster mom type, the motherly type, who a lot of us ran to too, like being out drinking or something, and be like, "Hey, I need a ride." So anyway, she took care of a lot of us, and we just worked it out. And she said, "Hey," because she just lived downstairs, and so we got it set up to where she'd get enough money just to go ahead and take care of the little boy till he got his casts off. And she was always getting, investigated and stuff by CPS and stuff, just for because she was a foster mom. So her house was always in top notch or whatever. And one time I remember, like the lady the food bank lady, she called me and well, oh yeah, I called her one time. I needed money to do laundry. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I just need, money for the laundromat. And real quick, she was like, hey, call her. And, she sneaks a washer and dryer down there in her unit. She was like, how about if I call her and I'll give her some money and buy her some soap or whatever. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, she called me back. She said it's cool. Just bring your laundry down there and she'll just do it and I'll pay her. So sometimes things just work out that way. Otherwise, no, what could have they done? Oh, good. We got her now. She don't have money for laundry and her kids will be wearing dirty clothes. We can all call CPS on her. There's two types of working out a solution, right? One real, well, I guess people feel good turning people in and having their kids taken away and be like, oh, a judge said so and a judge saw him and saw the dirty clothes. Um, oh, thanks, Chris. Yeah. Oh, yeah, K-Ran. So you totally know. Yeah. Yeah, he broke both of his arms and he was a very hard to take care of kid. Like, I would not want to have to take care of that kid because he had like ADHD and was always running around, and like the other kids didn't really like him. And it wasn't his fault, but I mean, they went through hell. I mean, I'd get phone calls from her. She'd be like, I'm at the gas station. I'm locked in the bathroom. And if he finds me, he's going to kill me. Please come pick me up. I mean, that's kind of home life this little kid had. And she's pregnant at the same time. I'm like, oh my God, from setting her stove on fire. She'd be like, I don't know what to do. I set my oven on fire. I'm like, what the fuck did you do? Anyway, sometimes those people have to struggle a little bit, and you can only hope and pray and point them in the right direction or give them the next thing that they need. And so my friend, when I met her that day, she had brought that big potted plant, and in her misgivings in life and her own dysfunction helped me in a lot of ways. So sometimes we take what we like and we leave the rest. And sometimes it's not about anybody on YouTube, it's somebody else's story or experience, and they're not even relating it to anybody but about life in general, because whoever or whatever, you don't know. And anyways, She was the one who actually helped me figure out I was mentally ill. She was like, "Oh no, girl," because she was there looking for what she needed. You know what I'm saying? And that's how she got to know the guy I was with. And she was like, "Oh no, girl, you." And I just started college then, and she was like, "No, you need to do better." And you know what? She helped me a lot with that advice, and things started to get better from that day forward. So regardless of all the crazy shit her and I did, and I mean, we did some. I'm lucky to be alive from the places that woman had me going. And I was just, I was in college and my car was totaled, so I couldn't even, work at the grocery store or whatever. Anyways, so by the grace of God and by other people who were going through some heavy shit, I took some good advice um, from them. Had I shunned them and been like, "Hi, 911. Oh, somebody's over there trying to buy something from my neighbor again, and they're knocking on my door. Oh, help me. I'm under attack. Oh, somebody's grass is too tall. Oh." People amaze me, but they do it all on their own, and I don't need to point it out. And I need to remember that. But when you make it about me, then you're part of my story. And I deal in facts and in reality. So, Trollop, get that video out. That's another thing. I should not laugh about Trollop. I know other people have been hurt a lot they've all hurt each other. And what am I supposed to do? If I hadn't laughed at a lot of it, I would be insane right now. But anyways, okay, let me put it this way. If there is a video out there of Denise accepting an Iraqi military award, I would like to see it. Please. This is YouTube, so hopefully in video format would be highly appreciated. We'll just say that. And as far as the other stuff going on, I'm talking about that serial killer. Oh my God. I was thinking about, should I just take off and fly? Should I just take off and fly with my YouTube career and start doing crime? I really hate it because of a lot of oh, that's another thing with the PTSD. These people like to push those PTSD traumas. Why? Yeah, because they're sick. So whatever, man. Whatever. Um my friend, oh, I had just thought of that. She some of the stuff, and I'm telling you, was just more fun and weird to be in the places that she would go to and do the shit she would do. And I'd be like, how does she get away with this? And she didn't always get away with it. Anyways, those were good times. That would be a whole series, actually. I'd have to make up a name for her. Maybe I should write or do both. Why not? Energy put anywhere else. But anyways, that serial killer and okay, here's the thing. What came to my mind and what diverted me was, if I were to cover that, those communities become brutal. And again, I have to keep that in perspective, because it's not just the politics or these other topics. They are all about who's getting clicks and views. And oh my God, that recent one with that lady was charging $3. And how many people have these autopsy photos? Okay. That was something with somebody else. Oh no, I have pictures of his dead body. Be my friend. Because I really researched it. And what are you going to do with that shit? I mean, those people go a little bit nutty. You know what I mean? I don't. Anyways, therefore, maybe I could cover it in my own way and just do like I like short to the point stuff. I know they want to captivate an audience, but as a viewer, I want to hear who it was. Okay. And then, they found him how? Okay. From the pizza box, and then just the bullet points or whatever, and then maybe leave a link for more information. You know what I mean? So I would want to have my own catch on it. I don't know. I'll see where I'm going with. I'm excited because I'm sad because I'm leaving a lot behind. But going forward, I'm excited. You know what I mean? Hellos and goodbyes. So, you know, don't, what is it? Don't look back in sorrow. Always look back in happiness. So, with that being said, yeah, y'all sub Crusted, and I need to get Crusted's number or whatever. If you go to my webpage, there's a contact me. I always just say that because it seems like it would be the easiest thing to do. I think I have my webpage on here. That would be another thing that I could pay some attention to. I haven't revamped that in a while. Yeah, some other projects maybe and self investment. Well, we're just at 30 minutes, but I'm going to end this really quick. Yeah, the Long Island murder thing is like, I can't believe that. I can't believe it. I'm like, all the things, I mean, already, like, now there's a star, like, and I mean, that area, he was like, yeah, we do need to do the interview because I want to know more. And I talked about you, I think, on my last show or something, and I shared your dad's uh, video. I think it's your dad if I follow your story correctly. Hey, Jimmy, good to see you. Oh, is it a distraction? No, that's no distraction. He has been, I have heard that, uh, oh, I could give you my Twitter. I don't know. Everybody, I talk to a lot of people and they all have their own preferred way. And I just heard you, Crust, the other day said you should give me your number. So some people do just give out their number. So, but we'll get together. Don't give it here. Oh, good Lord. This is a bad space. This is a bad place of the internet. No, I can't see Cyrene, but I'm going to end this real quick anyway. But no, that serial killer they've been finding those bodies for some time. And I'm going to guess they don't even have near amount. What's going to come out? What's going to be in his house? Is he married? What's his wife going to say? And hey, Tuck Nuts. This is too crazy of a place. Oh man. All right, Crusted. I just deleted I didn't delete my Instagram account, but I just put it on snooze or something, I think. I might have deleted the app. That's what you like to use? You know what? All right. I'll bring the app back and I'll find you. Or I'll drop a comment on one of yours or whatever with my Instagram. Because Instagram, a lot of people sell on Instagram, and I'm thinking about doing some different things and finding out. I guess Facebook Marketplace is like the place to be. I don't know. Anyways, if maybe someday, you would be like another one. People are scattered in what they prefer to use, huh? Okay, so anyways, I'll work on my Instagram and I'll drop you my address because I do like Instagram. Actually, I do like the functionality of it. I'm on like everything. I'm on everything from WhatsApp to you name it. And a lot of them I only have one or two people. So usually if I don't see you anymore, it means that you're the only person I usually talk to on there. But there's other people I talk to on Instagram. So I'll bring it back. If I only talk to a few people, sometimes I get tired of the notifications and stuff and I just get rid of it. And try to divert whoever is important to another place. Jimmy James, you think it's a distraction? I got a video I just put back on public and you're in it, Jimmy, about the Wayfair stuff you were on with Eric. I put it back public over on Sugar Taco. You know why? Because I heard that Wayfair ties into this new movie that's come out that I am not going to talk about. And because I am so sick of that being thrown around and the accusations being made about people, everyday people. Now, why in the fuck am I going to concern myself with Hollywood and all of these other things? What am I going to even do? Anyways, I try to always keep it in that. What do I have control in this situation? What am I, is this my concern or isn't it? Is this something I need to be concerned about? Oh, they came up with a new biofuel and all they needed was this secret, sequence of mathematical equations. Oh, yeah, let me go research it. I really need to know about it. No, I don't. Same as a lot of fucking things. These people concern them things with shit and about other people's lives because they're not included in it. And even if you try, forget it because they have no social skills whatsoever. It's fucking weird. But anyways, that serial killer is good. I want to know what's in his house. I want to know because they're already saying something like, "Aw, I just got the sweetest message that I've needed to hear for a long time." I want to know what do y'all really want to know? Like what? Okay, what they find? Okay, he was using burner phones, so he knew exactly. He was hunting them. He was using burner phones and yeah, how did he go undetected all this time? And then those women, make sure that that's what it is because there was a rumor that there was a serial killer in Dallas, but it was a made up rumor by people lying on the internet. Did he have a wife? I don't know. I'm wanting to say he did. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there. I want to know, like, if there is, I want to hear from her. People are already saying, I mean, the neighborhood alone is like, really, really, man, you could, with that much money, you couldn't find some other way to get off, you know? And you think about it, these people who don't have enough money or whatever, or the fucking brains to do it, where are they? They're the ones crawling up your ass, pretty much more than likely, on YouTube or any kind of social media. I know for a fact people who didn't go out intentionally, let's say, that I would want to know of, and hunt people like on Tinder or whatever, but would go with the intention of hurting them, and that it was a never-ending supply of narcissistic supply. I know somebody very close who was like that and has one suicide under that, and it's under their belt that I know of, just that I know of. People have these people in their families and everything and are well aware of them. So tell me the AI can't figure them out. If it can't now, then in the future. Because eventually they will be able to find a certain tick. Uh-oh, hold on. Okay, everybody, I got a call by a very sexy man. All right, I gotta end this, y'all. Um, this has got to be dealt with right here. Adios.